All right, welcome everybody to another AOP Tech Talk. I got Dylan with me today. We're gonna go over the top 10 questions most commonly received from our customers and prospects.
Some FAQs.
FAQs.
Some facts.
Let's go.
Number one, I think the most common thing is just what all services do we offer?
What? Okay. You starting or am I?
You go first and I'm going to back you up.
Gotcha. So I would say on a high level, what AOP does is offer technical services to businesses.
Technical services to businesses. That's a good broad answer for it.
That's a very high level. So we use technology to solve problems and to create solutions for other companies.
Okay.
So that could be from office equipment, copiers, printers, scanners, computers, servers, web hosting. We can host servers, phone systems.
Literally anything with tech, from something you can plug into the wall to what happens after you plug it in the wall.
Correct.
Everything we can take care of.
Yep. We can even run the wires in the wall.
See, I didn't even know that. Learn something every day.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I don't think we need to dive too much into it. We can get lost in the weeds.
Yes.
For the whole podcast talking about that.
We're a technology company.
That's it. We provide solutions to business tech problems.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, next. We know what we provide, but why do people need our services?
Why? I would say, the why. So the most common thing that we solve in offices isn't something like standard. It's not like always this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get really good at those, the everyday ones, but we want to learn like a 10-step process. It doesn't matter what you do. Just anything that you do, it could be working with a software. It could be the way your software runs on the network. It could be the way you operate with paperwork in your business. And we're going to take a 12-step process or a 15-step process. And our goal is to leverage technology to shorten that, to maybe go from 15 steps to 4 steps.
Okay, and it doesn't always have to be something complicated, right? Like rerouting something or completely setting up a network. It can just be something simple like scanning to a folder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be real simple.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a lot of, I guess, worry for people to hire new tech companies that they don't really know why they need it. Like they don't know. They feel like if they get on something, they're going to have to redo everything. Like they're going to have to completely learn this new process and add on all these extra buttons to do stuff. And it's weird that it's the opposite. Like it's not going to make things more complicated. It's going to make things a lot easier.
Yeah, it's good change.
Yeah, good change.
Yep.
Services.
Yeah, and when it's customers that, like all of our current customers, we're continuously asking them questions.
Right.
Like, because we want a challenge as well. We don't just want to do the same cookie cutter thing over and over. So that would be the other reason why people want to use us. It's because we're constantly going to learn about your company, constantly going to push technology to its limits.
Yeah, we're very proactive.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I've
Extremely.
noticed that and how did you say it the other day? It used to be the business runs how did you word that specifically?
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Used to, the businesses supported the network.
Right.
Now
yes.
the networks are supporting the business.
That's it. Business. Okay. What about, perfect transition. What makes us different besides just the proactive? Because obviously that's a big deal for us, but what makes us different than any other company out there that can provide, I guess, similar services?
I would say the one thing that sets us apart is the way we continuously challenge ourselves.
Okay.
So, yes, we can go out and do said X easily, but now let's push the limits and see how faster we can do it, or how much more efficient we can do it, or how we can reduce the cost of something. So it's become a culture of it's never good enough.
Right.
In a good way.
Yeah.
What we deliver is, efficient and perfect, but we're still going to push the envelope on how we can make it better.
Right. There's never a moment where like, all right, this is good enough. Like we don't need to.
Yep.
It's always like, okay, well, yeah, we did that good, but I mean, you said the other day, like, here's a problem. Okay, we fixed the problem. Now, how can we make sure this problem never happens again?
Yep. That's exactly right.
And then what's another thing you were I heard you telling somebody the other day with network wise, like you're constantly running simulations on. Is it just how to break anything in the network or hack into it or
penetration test?
Yeah.
So what we do is we will virtualize a copy, like a one-to-one replica of a customer server, and then part of the IT department just sees how we could break it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a lot of people doing that?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it just kind of makes sense to do that. Like if you're going to provide that kind of service, you need to know all the possible outcomes and how to fix it.
Yep. It's a big value add. And two, it goes back to our internal challenges. How safe and how secure and how efficient can we build a server?
Yeah, even just a little second here or a little extra something there, it's worth it because we're progressing forward.
Yep, absolutely.
That's cool. Okay, here's one I get often.
All the time.
Time.
Everybody asks me this.
Okay, I get you guys do a good job, but we got a pretty big company. Do you think you can handle it?
Uh-huh.
That's, literally every single time.
The size of the company.
The size of the company.
Yep. So we have, there's a few cities that we host data for. We have a school with 500 endpoints. We have a customer with 2,500 employees. We have a national customer with equipment in Alaska.
Oh.
Cool story. We actually have a copier on a barge that is, I guess you call it transatlantic. So it's constantly going across the Atlantic.
Whoa, really?
Yep.
Dude.
And, so that one's interesting. Coordinating. All right, the boat's going to be here Thursday at 3 and I need a service call done. But it is. We got a very capable team. We can handle extremely large networks. And then the way that we add and vet people to our team, sky's the limit, really.
Yeah. Yeah, go into a little bit more detail on that. I think there's a lot of competitors that say they have qualified guys that'll do a good job, but they don't often have the paperwork to back that up. Like we have certifications here, like guys that have evidence. Okay, we've tested in this, we're certified in this, we know this in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't come across that often. It's just mostly like, okay, well, we got this guy, he'll come and figure it out.
Yeah, we got the prove it paperwork.
Yeah,
we can prove it. And the way we don't want general smart people. Like it does no benefit to have someone that's just okay in a bunch of different things.
Right.
We want to find this one. Active Directory is a part of a server, and I want to master at that one thing. So now if we have anything that comes up with it, I've got the guy who knows everything about it.
Yeah, it's no question. It's all right. He'll fix it.
Yep.
Don't ask him nothing else.
Yeah. That's another guy.
We got another guy with that.
Yeah.
What is it? Is that a Bruce Lee quote? It's don't fear the man with 1,000 kicks. Fear the man who's done one kick 1,000 times.
That's right.
Yeah. Old Bruce Lee for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a good one. HIPAA Compliance. Because I noticed we've been picking up a lot of medical facilities here, and that's a whole another beast, being able to tackle that kind of network with the complexities and the security and everything involved with that. I think the HIPAA compliance is a big kind of hindrance for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. We had a majority of our customers are in the legal and the medical world. One, in the medical world, all of them have to, and a majority of attorneys house medical data. So they may not realize it, but they have to keep that protected.
Yeah.
So both fall under HIPAA law. And so, again, pushing the limits of expertise and capability of the company, like we started the compliance department. So it's a partnership of a ton of attorneys, and we take care of all of the policies, procedures that drive paperwork to maintain compliance, as well as maintain AOP's compliance because of all the data we house currently.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Don't pretend like you have a bunch of guys that can do everything. You know what you know, and you don't what you don't.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a bad thing.
It's not, and that allows you to know where your weaknesses is and recruit somebody that's their specialty.
Yep, that's exactly it.
That's cool. Okay, kind of bouncing from the IT world to some of the hardware stuff. A lot of times I'll have customers that they'll want to take us up on an offer, but they're in the middle of a lease and they don't know if there's a way to get out of that, or if they have to wait till it's up, or what their options are with that.
Yeah, so in a lease, you can do a lease buyout.
Okay.
And so depending on what bank you did the lease with will determine what type of buyout that is, but you'll probably satisfy all remaining payments and pay a small portion at the end of it. In the partnership that we have with our current financing banks, we can kind of lessen that amount and get you into like more capable technology. Maybe your company grows. It happens a lot, that one. You start a lease on a smaller piece of equipment and a new copier, and 2 years down the road, you got 10 more people or 20 more people, and you're just killing this thing. Well, and you can do a rolling upgrade, but we can definitely help with those.
There's a lot of options.
Yep.
So cool.
Yeah, there is.
And then, I mean, that rolls right into it being lease payments. A lot of people are leery of, they're not actually buying the equipment, they're essentially renting it. And
correct. Yep. So what a lease is on a copier or a printer or like any kind of big equipment, the bank purchases that from AOP and they maintain ownership of it.
Okay.
And you're exactly, I mean, it's just a straight lease. And then the customer pays monthly payments on it. And at the end of it, being it's technology, you have the option to renew a lease. So you can just continue, say it's $100 a month, your lease payment. You can renew that with a new piece of technology, a new copier, and continue to pay that monthly payment. And then AOP would pick up that old piece of equipment and ship it back to the bank. Or you can do a lease buyout, which you'll probably have to pay a small percentage of the original deal. And then if you want to own that.
I think that's that's kind of the best case scenario, I feel like, for companies, especially be involved with tech, that every 3 to 5 years there's something new that's blowing the old stuff out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And this way, I guess, yeah, you don't technically have ownership of it, but you're constantly in the loop on what's new.
Yep.
And it's not affecting the budget. Or if it is, it's not by much.
Yeah, I've always been curious of that because, I mean, I like it. If I know X is going to cost me $100 a month, I can budget for that. I can plan for that. And it makes things easier. So if you have that option and you can continue to roll it over and get a new piece of equipment every 3 to 5 years and keep that same budget number, what's the benefit in owning it?
Yeah.
I own it for a year or two, and now they don't make parts for it. And then what am I going to do with it?
You're still out of pocket either way.
And then you're going to go right back to another vendor and say, I need a new copier.
Yep.
Okay, it's $100 a month.
We're right back where we started.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what about disaster strikes? Okay, natural disaster, hurricane. What happens to everything? It's gone.
Yep, physically. So I guess 2 ways. We did have that hurricane hit Lake Charles, and we helped replace a bunch of equipment with it. Now, data-wise, if we host the data here in-house, we're replicated across the nation.
Okay, which means
location 1 could leave, and locations 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 continue to maintain that data.
So it's just a constant loop. It's not one dead end set point. It's just a net of data being able to transfer across the nation.
Yep. We don't have all of our eggs in one basket.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, okay, that makes sense. It's just like we would do with our customers where they have their server, we replicate it on ours, but I guess it would make sense we'd be replicating ours as well.
Yep.
And as many different places for safety as we can.
Absolutely. Most frequent questions we get from potential prospects and customers?
That's it. That's some facts.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you have any questions, go to our website, www.aopinc.com. Thanks for listening to another Tech Talk.